is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
For today's grim adventure, we once again find ourselves exploring the world of the Smashing Pumpkins. We see one of my favorite albums from the band is this one right here. It's called Adore. I guess you could even say, I adore it. Now here's the thing. For this album, the band came out here to Calabasas, California to do a photo shoot next to a creepy old tree. This video, we're gonna try to find this creepy old tree, if it still stands. If the Smashing Pumpkins Adore tree is where I think it is, I have a little bit of exercise to get there. See, I can't drive down the road, so I have to hike. I've heard everywhere from like 1 mile to 2 miles. I don't know, but we're gonna go and see if we can see it from the road. Now, as for the tree itself, of course, here, once again, see if I can get that in there. Yeah, that's about right, is a door. And here's the back. I'm gonna try not to blind myself or you. Hopefully I'm getting it in. I can't see, it's too big. But if you open it up, you're gonna take out the insert. This is the tree. That is the photo. That is what we're looking for today. It's beautiful, right? This tree, okay. So not only was it in Smashing Pumpkins for the photo shoot here, but it was also, this tree can be seen in Pineapple Express, 6 Feet Under, and there's a couple different photographs, like Annie Leibovitz came out here and photographed some people. So it's a pretty big deal. And we're gonna show it as much as possible. Yeah, it's cool, right? And it doesn't end there. So that slip that I took out, this is a bunch of unused photos. They've included it in this edition. Hopefully you guys can make that out. It is so bright, I have no clue what is on the screen. I'm just kind of playing it by ear, having a little bit of faith. So they took all these pictures as you do with any kind of photo shoot, and you use the best ones. All right, it's time to hit the trail. Again, I have absolutely no idea how far back I need to walk. But sadly, we're not allowed to drive back here. I have seen a few hikers, but that's about it. There was a park ranger that came out, or somebody like a utility worker of sorts. And I asked him if we can drive back here, and he said, nah, sadly you can't do that. You gotta park up here. In the little parking lot, which is where I was doing the intro to this video. That's all right, it's a beautiful day. If you are a Smashing Pumpkins fan, a couple months ago we did the filming locations to the Smashing Pumpkins Today music video. And it really was out in the middle of nowhere, and it's not lost on me that they did this photo shoot also in the middle of nowhere. At least it feels that way. Sometimes I feel like I'm just bat crap crazy. Going on these crazy adventures for YouTube all around the world. I just love being out in the middle of nowhere. So that's the road I was just walking up. Still got a while to go, it looks like. I'm really hoping that the tree is still here, or at least I can notice it. I mean, there's a bunch of trees up on the hillside. You see that tree that's up there on the hill behind me? It looks like the tree, doesn't it? It's close, but it's no cigar, I think it's what they say. So we gotta be getting close. So I've been walking up this street in the sun. It's a bit of a hot day. And as I'm doing this, there are cars driving by, and I'm like, what the heck? And I was just knelt down on the side of the road filming this bit with this tree that's over here, the one that I was just showing you. And they asked me if I was okay, if I needed anything, and I told them, back this camera up a little bit. I told them that I was here filming this, and I can't walk up there. I mean, I can't drive up there. And they said, what are you talking about? We drive up here all the time on the weekends. I'm like, well, son of a glitch. It's a Saturday. I could have drove my car up there if I really wanted to, I guess. But walking, I kind of feel like I'm in, hello, see there's a car there. I feel like I'm in some sort of Western, which is perfect because one of my favorite songs, probably my favorite song on the Adore album, is Daphne Descends. I mean, they're all great, but Daphne Descends has a bit of like a Western feel to it. I wish I can play it right now, but of course, copyright. If you don't know the song, check it out after this video, or go back and rewatch the sequences with Daphne Descends playing. At this point, I'm more than halfway to where I think the tree is. And if I drove, I wouldn't have gotten all these really cool views. I mean, I would have driven right past them, so I'm okay with walking. Like I said, a little bit of exercise never hurt anyone. Water. Whew. So I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is this: I found the tree. It's right down there, not too far from where we are right now. The bad news is it's no more. It's knocked down. I found it with the help of one of the park rangers here, who was kind enough to give me a water. I forgot my water in the car. I was carrying so much. And I asked him where it was, and he told me exactly where it was, and he says, you're a little late, sadly, it is gone. It basically fell whenever the Woolsey fire happened. It pretty much burned everything here. It's still there though, so we're gonna go and see the corpse of the Smashing Pumpkins tree.
We have our 10 News reporter Cassie Carlisle at the Woolsey fire roaring above the hills of Thousand Oaks. It has jumped the 101 freeway, we know. Cassie, I know you were live. At one point you were in Calabasas trying to get to Malibu. We can see the fire right behind you. What are the conditions like this morning?
Yeah, this morning as the sun comes up, it's extremely smoky out here. That's why we're wearing these respirator masks. And it's hard to see if you're a firefighter out here, but what you can see is this fire line. It's just starting to eat up that tree right there. We're on Las Virgenes. We're a little north of Mulholland. And if you keep going down Mulholland, we're very close to Malibu Creek State Park. We're going to show you some video from earlier. We've been here all yesterday, all this morning, and just this fire is fast. It is fueled by those Santa Ana winds, low humidity, and it was hot yesterday. Very difficult things for fire crews to tackle. As we were standing in various places yesterday, we could hear fire crews just zipping by us. We had law enforcement agencies also zipping by us. We know that our San Diego crews are up here. We've seen Sequan trucks, Alpine trucks, Chula Vista trucks, as well as Santee fire trucks up here. So it's all hands on deck up here. And this morning we're starting to hear more of an aerial attack as the sun does come up, and it is safe to fly because these winds have not picked up yet. Again, as you can see, this is how quickly The fire moves through this dry vegetation up here in this Calabasas area. You can just see it start to climb up that tree right there. And that's why we're always trying to make sure that we're in an area that's not super close to vegetation like that, because again, as you can see, it just climbs up, and in the next couple minutes, I can guarantee you that that tree is going to be gone. This is what we've been watching all morning. This is why it's concerning, and this is why the evacuations are in place, so that you are safe and so that fire crews don't have to put their lives on the line to rescue you when a home goes up. Reporting live in Calabasas, Cassie Carlisle, 10 News.
You can't tell me that this isn't the middle of nowhere. And according to the ranger, right over here is the tree, the Smashing Pumpkins tree, burned out and fallen over, and he was right. And it turns out also that it is not called the Smashing Pumpkins tree. It's actually called the money tree. It's right there in the center of your screen. We're gonna walk over to it and I'm gonna point out a few things. But the money tree is called the money tree because of all the different TV shows and movies that were filmed here, as well as famous photos. Sadly, it is gone. It is knocked over. Well, it has fallen over. You can see that it's burned, it's charred. But the fact that I am here right now, the ranger thought it was funny. He's like, wait a second, you hiked over 2 miles? And then I walked probably about another mile since then. Well, I don't know. So 2 miles back to whenever I saw the ranger. And if I look way over this way, right about there, that's where I encountered the ranger and he pointed me over this way. So using this tree here and then this tree with all the leaves on it right over there, about the center of your screen now, we can pinpoint a few things. For this though, we kind of have to walk down into the brush. Let's just hope that we don't encounter any kind of rattlesnakes. That's gonna be a long 2 miles back with a rattlesnake bite if it happens. Man, this is a bummer. I mean, it happens, but this is as close as we're gonna get. So as you can see, I have the album open. And in it, you can see the tree, you can see the band walking up the hillside. They were photographed walking as well as sitting with the tree in the background. And then you can see the corpse of the Smashing Pumpkins tree. I'm sorry, the corpse of the money tree in the background there. Man, it's pretty wild. And then you see that tree over there. Now I point that tree out because you can't see it in the Smashing Pumpkins photos. But Annie Leibovitz photographed Diane Keaton walking up the same hillside. And in that photo, in those photos, you can see both trees. You know what? I would actually say that the photos that were taken of the Smashing Pumpkins on this hillside, in this grass, in front of this tree, in front of the money tree, have to be some of my favorite photos of any rock band that was ever taken. It was kind of haunting. It fit the album, it fit the Smashing Pumpkins perfectly. And, you know, even though the tree is knocked down, it is a skeleton of a tree, you can at least still come out here and see it. It's kind of fitting though, right? I mean, wildfires suck. Nobody likes them, nobody wants them, they're horrible. It's just crazy that found it like this with the help of the ranger here. And then right over here, you know what? I'm gonna call this one the Diane Keaton tree because of the photograph. If the tree was still standing, the plan was to come out here and get shots just like the band. You know, post them on social media so people can see that you can come out here and do this. I brought 2 different tripods, but sadly it's not here. So I feel like the best thing we can do is to set the album cover up like we just did. But I can reach out and I can touch the tree. Piece of history, Smashing Pumpkins history. Again, it does break my heart that this tree is no more because of wildfires. And I do realize that it's just a tree. I mean, it's been photographed, it's there forever, and so many people lose so much when it comes to wildfires. There's the big one that's now that you probably heard about or read about in Malibu. Heck, even Dick Van Dyke had to leave his home. Everything's safe, he's home, but so many people lose so much that crying over a tree just doesn't seem right. And with that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure. This time, a little bit of rock history. The Smashing Pumpkins' Adore album. The Smashing Pumpkins tree, really known as the money tree, the skeleton of the money tree. Until next time, happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is that is